Hello. Okay. So the reason I haven't been making videos, my phone is fucked. Doesn't turn on. Yeah, but obviously I have a new phone now. So we can get back into it. Okay. Bear with me. This is the first time I've picked up the cards since the last video. So yeah. Okay. Anyway, I hope everyone's having an amazing day or an amazing last 2 months. I think that's how long it's been, but yeah. As I said, bear with me. Last shuffle now. No. One more. Okay. You guessed it, it's another twin flame reading. So, yeah. Okay. I'm going to see what energy you're in at the moment. So, Spirit, what energy is the viewer in at the moment, please? Okay, so far we have the Emperor and the Nine of Cups in reverse. And we have the Three of Pentacles. It was in reverse, but he must think he's a gymnast because he went fucking flying. So we're going to keep it in upright. Two more. Okay. Last one. Oh. Okay. Okay, so We have the Emperor, the Nine of Cups in reverse, the Three of Pentacles in reverse, and the Eight of Pentacles, sorry, not reversed. King of Wands. Okay, so Cups. So we have water. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. 555 on the timer. Change is coming. Every time I do a reading and there's water signs, I always forget the fucking water signs. And I'm a water sign. Earth, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, and fire, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. So, you have started to go within and start working on yourself, working towards your purpose. 654 on the timer. And yeah, you're not putting any energy into love. You're focused on your healing journey and your purpose. I know it's kind of intertwined in a way, but 727 on the timer. But if your person was to come in ready, you wouldn't mind that. But until then, out of sight, out of mind, you don't really care about any of that. Okay. I feel like you're starting to trust your intuition more, and okay, not that you weren't ignoring your intuition, but like, okay, we get nudges from your intuition and your spirit guides, right? But you also have free will. So as much as you are, as you get inspiration for specific things, like your purpose, let's say, but you decided that you want to finish okay, let's say you were planning on starting a diet, right? What day is it? Thursday. Uh, okay, so you were planning on starting a diet Monday, but Tuesday you had a work night out or something, like, or a meal, or something to where you had to eat like unhealthy food. So starting a diet would be pointless. So you put it off, right? In the back of your head, you're still getting these nudges to start your diet, right? But as you say, there's no point because you're going to be ruining it at the start of it anyway. So you push it back to Monday coming. You have free will to do that, but you're still going to be getting the nudges to start whatever. Take it as it resonates. So Spirit has been letting you off because you have free will, but they also know eventually you're going to come back, because whether it's it's comforting, or if you are doing really good, a good diet, 12 on the timer, good diet, don't drink, don't do any of that stuff, and then it's your friend's birthday and you go out and you start drinking, and you may realize that maybe I'm not as far as I thought I was, but that's also not bad, because we're constantly healing, right? Healing is not linear. So that night drinking with your friends because it's one of their birthdays, that might stop you from pursuing your goals and your purpose, and you may think of that as a bad thing, right? But everything happens for a reason, right? If that didn't happen to you and you weren't ready, you wouldn't be able to sustain that level of, let's say, if you make content, right, online, you wouldn't be able to sustain the following or just whatever, because you may not feel worthy, right? And 1414, that's why these things are put into place, right? So if you were on track, and it doesn't have to be that exact reason, right? It could be anything. It could be old habits, ways of thinking, other substances, whatever, right? It gives you time to reflect and realize, again, maybe I'm not as far along as I thought. And that's good, because you're self aware, and you notice that what's the word? You have room to improve, right? So don't beat yourself up about falling back into old habits or anything like that, because if it wasn't meant to happen, it would have happened, right? Because everything happens for a reason. 543 in the timer. Okay, I'm proud of you. Working on yourself. You're taking charge of your life. Yeah, you're getting the inspiration and the creativity to continue, and it's time to take action. Okay. Sorry, just a little stone. Oh, this may be a sign. I think it's reversed. It says gratitude. So practice gratitude more. If you want money, right, and you're asking the universe for money, you're manifesting, and you ask for 5 grand, right? Along comes the universe. You get 500 quid, right? But you're like, I asked for 5,000. Where's my 5,000? The universe is not going to give you more because you weren't grateful for what you have in the first place, right? So practice gratitude. Now, spirit. What energy is the viewer's person in at the moment, please? One more card. But I'm liking what I'm seeing so far. Whoa. Okay. So is that 10, 12? Okay, so we have 2 10s here, so 10 10. end of the cycles, start of a new cycle. Okay. So, 10 of Pentacles, the Ace of Pentacles, the Hanged Man, Strength, and the Ten of Swords in reverse. Okay, so Earth, Air, so Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, and Leo. Okay, so your person is working on their stability, right? Because if it could be stability in anything, it could be their home life, their finances, just within themselves in general, right? So they're finding stability, and they're tired of running from your connection, and although you may not want to speak to them, or if that's the case, I don't know why you're watching this video, to be honest, but if they feel like you don't want them back, they are getting over that, like the fear of rejection, and they're finding the strength to come back. And the reason why they're having this realization or an epiphany about you and your connection, because we've all heard the saying, hurt people, right? But your person was hurt and they hurt people, maybe not intentionally, but it happened. But you were also hurt, and 2, 3, 4, 5, and you didn't hurt anyone, and they're realizing how much they've fucked up by leaving you slip through their fingers. Yeah, your person felt stuck because of their self-esteem, feeling like they didn't deserve you. And although when you and your twin flame first come into union, however that looks for you or resonates, whatever, you don't see them for who they are, right? You see their higher selves. That's also why you may find it hard letting go, or like for me, I forgot what I was gonna say. So oh yeah, so I was okay. I keep going blank, so I'm just gonna jump over it and I'll come back to it if I remember. But basically, you could tell that we weren't the higher versions of ourselves, right? And once you leave and okay, so you have the rose colored glasses on, and there comes a certain point in your journey where you take off these glasses and start to realize how not how stupid you are, because it's it's your higher selves, but like you feel stupid for not, or for putting up with whatever you put up with, right? So then you start getting annoyed, and it's a constant back and forth to way two of wanting your person and not wanting your person, until you eventually get to a point where you don't care, because that shit is too low vibrational, right? And A48. Then your person can feel you pulling away. And then depends on the person, but usually they start rising up and working on themselves. Yeah, okay. Okay. Spirit, what are the viewer's person's intentions in their connection, please? Uh, I don't know the name of the song, but I'm just going to call it Rich Man's World. Look it up if it resonates. It's from... I don't know if it's ABBA. It's from Mamma Mia, but I don't know if they're all 3, 4, 5 in the timer. I don't know if they're all ABBA or not, so don't quote me on it. Just look up the song. Okay, 2 more. Okay. Okay. I love air and water energy. So Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Oh my god. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, and Earth. So Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Okay. I think I said this was reversed. It's not. It's upright. Oh, my head's all over the place. Jesus. Okay, so 8 of Swords, 2 of Swords, Page of Cups, King of Cups, 4 of Pentacles. Okay. Okay. So okay. So your person was going through a load of conflict, right? Whether it was internally or externally. So obviously internally, 3-4-3, and then 4-3-2, and then 3-4-3-3. Yeah. So if it's externally, could be the opinions of others, like friends and family, or 3-5-3 on the timer. yeah, right. Anything, just take it how it resonates. But they so your person has a decision to make, right? It's almost not even a decision, right? It's more like once they get over something in their head, that they'll be able to come in and or like it's like they've made up their mind already, but they're waiting until they're ready. The most okay. Here's some advice. Never wait until you're ready. I used to do it. Don't worry. But I've learned. If you're always waiting until you're ready, you'll never be ready. Right? So your person is waiting for the right time, right? To come in with an offer. They might text or call you wanting to talk. And okay, obviously use your discernment. If you are starting to feel triggered, you don't have to finish the conversation then and there, right? Leave, walk away. Calm yourself down and try and reflect on why you are feeling triggered, right? Now, obviously, take it slow as well because actions speak louder than words. And your person can sweet talk you all they want, but if their actions don't align with their words, it's not time, okay? They okay. I feel okay, so when I was talking about your person has a decision to make, or yeah, right. So for some people, your person would have already made this decision. For the rest of you, it may be happening like soon, right? For the people who have already okay, for the people whose counterparts have already made the decision, your person is ready, right? 424. They are ready to be open and vulnerable with you, and to hopefully start a relationship with you, right? And they're being guided by their intuition towards you. So obviously, as we know, divine timing is at play, is always at play. So maybe John Wick is significant. I glanced at this card, and at first it looked like him, but the more I looked away, or the longer I looked at it, the more it didn't look like him. But yeah, that may resonate. Maybe you used to watch Keanu Reeves with your person, or maybe your person looks like that. I don't know. Yes. And then stability. You likely will be starting a new venture with your person, right? So either it's separate to your purpose, or they are going to help you with your purpose, whatever. Okay. Okay. As I've said, I got a new phone. It's Honor 600, 444 on the camera. So, and also, as I said, it's the first time since like 2 months ago that I picked these up, let alone the camera. So I don't know what this video is going to be like, what the sound's like. Yeah. My stomach's been rumbling the last half an hour probably. So I hope it's not too noticeable. I split to the 5 of Wands. Usually that's like it could be fighting, obviously, but in some cases, and in this case, I think it's teamwork, right? So, as I said, your purpose, you and you and your person coming together to work on this new venture, right? 4554. What am I doing? Actions, right? Spirit. What are the viewer's person's next actions in their connection, please? Damn. Fuck. Okay. I also don't know how old this deck is. I don't know if I've even shown you. It's by some Russian woman. Yeah, Mila Glasenko, right? I think you can. Oh, it's reversed. Fuck. It's a tarot of the golden wheel, and I saw someone use it for the first time within the last week, like in a reading. Like I've never seen this deck before. Let's see. Okay. Doesn't say when it was published, but sometime after 2010, I'm guessing. Okay, so we have the 10 of Cups and the 6 of Pentacles. 3 more. So one more. Okay, we have the 10 of Cups, the 6 of Pentacles, the 4 of Swords, the Magician, the 3 of Swords, 50, 05, on the timer. Okay, so your person wants reconciliation, wants a family with you. Obviously, that's a conversation for you and your person. But take it out however it resonates, right? Your person wants to start a family with you. They are first, obviously, they're working on themselves. They're doing things like that would heal their inner child, right? So when I was a child, every year I asked for a scrambler, a dirt bike, right? Obviously, just in case, I'm not going to say why I didn't get it, but obviously, you can guess, right? So now, if I was to get one and I was riding around all 5 to 5 all day, every day, I would start to heal my inner child, right? Obviously, that's only one thing. So, like, if there's something as a child that you really, really, really wanted more than anything, like maybe you really wanted to see the world and travel, but your parents weren't your parents may not have had money like that, right? So you grow up, you start working, start saving so you can travel the world, and you finally get to leave. And then everything changes. You start healing things that you never thought were broken in the first place, right? So that's what your person's doing. They're trying to, or they want to, heal their inner child, and they're trying to heal their nervous system. Yeah, and they're trying to do that with everything they have, the resources they have, right? So let's say you don't you don't have a job, right? So like some people are just not meant to work normal jobs, right? So for me, I've had loads of jobs. I've been really great at what I've done. Like I've done a load of different things. I used to be a mechanic because I loved cars, but I'm also autistic, so loud sounds used to fucking. I just used to get ear raped the whole time, and it was not good. So what did I do next? Got a job working on trucks. Even worse. And things kept happening that would make me lose the job, right? Not even because of me, right? Like, just the universe knew something about me before I did, right? 555, 5555. Yeah, okay. Uh, on the timer. And things, everything happens for a reason, right? As I said. So this is my purpose, right? So I used to be applying for jobs. I used to do, if you're from Ireland or the UK, I used to do deliveries for Just Eat. So whatever the equivalent of that is, wherever you are, basically Uber Eats, right? And at the time, I was living in my car, and I was doing that, and I didn't have insurance, or, well, when I first started, I had insurance, but it went out, and since I was living in my car, I didn't have the money to get insurance. But I didn't have the right insurance 'cause you have to have fucking business insurance. Yeah, whatever. But I was protected, and I was driving around for at least 2 years, probably illegally, right? But for most of it, since I was living in my car and I was protected, the amount of times I went through checkpoints while I was stoned, or had weed in the car, or didn't have my license because I also have epilepsy, like all these things that I could have gotten fucked from, I didn't, because the universe had a plan. And although I wasn't aware at the time, well, I know I may have a few subscribers from when I first started making videos, but if you've been watching since then, all them videos I've done in the car, that was because I was living in it, right? So I was using everything around me, like using what I could to work on my craft, right? And heal. Now, I don't condone anything I've done, because yeah, it's not right, but you have to do what you have to do, right? And that's what your person's doing. They're using what they have around them. Maybe they like obviously, right? So I didn't have money, so I couldn't get readings done or like pay someone for a reading. And also at the time, my intuition for myself was good, but as I've said, it's like a muscle, right? You have to work on it. So I didn't have confidence in myself like as much as I do now. Like I feel like that time was a learning curve. And I feel like I think also because since I was new to it, I think I was ignoring like certain messages, right? And um so like the same cards would pop up in other readings and I still miss it. So it kind of got repetitive. And then I kind of felt like 11:33 and 11:31. I felt like not that it's a load of shit, but like I felt like personally my messages weren't um, reaching, especially because there wasn't many people viewing it. But looking back on it now, personally, I believe that it was just getting me used to posting because at first I thought my purpose was fucking making poetry on TikTok, right? And I was doing that for a while. That started me off like posting. That made it easier to post. And then when my intuition was telling me to start doing this, brother, my or I basically had to start over because this time I was posting myself. With the poetry, it was just black screen and text. And um, the what's it? Yeah, so that helped me open up to posting like my face, right? Uh, okay, I'm gonna leave it. Well, I'm gonna leave that story there because, quite frankly, I went blank. So your person is tired of how of how much they let people, places, ways of thinking control them, right? And they're breaking free from the 444 on the timer. They're breaking free from the chains of their own negativity. So, like self destructive habits and stuff like that. Um, They're planning their way back to you, so don't worry. Okay, hour and 5. I'm going to get card advice for you. So, Spirit, what advice do you have for the viewer, please? You can see it a bit there. With the Fool. Stop being scared. Take that risk. Take that leap of faith. What did I say earlier? If you're constantly waiting until you're ready, you'll never be ready. And you're just going to wish your life away by waiting, right? Take that leap of faith. Take that action. Look. Where is it? You know who you are, what you're here to do. You know that you're going to make it, because why would it be in your head the whole time? Why would you be getting all these nudges to do specific things that lead you to your purpose? Okay. For those who don't know or maybe new to tarot, right? This card doesn't have to be a man, right? These are just energies. So within me, there's masculine and feminine energies. Within you, whether you're literally like physically male or female, you have male or masculine and feminine energies within you, right? So the feminine is more nurturing and I don't chase, I attract, that kind of thing, right? And the masculine is more I'm the man, I'm gonna do this, I'm a go-getter. Yeah. So usually people who are unhealed usually have a wound around one, right? So take it as it resonates, could be from a past life or whatever, right? So whichever one you have a wound around, you have to become that, basically, right? And get over that that wound and heal from it. So yeah, gender is irrelevant. Step into the Emperor energy. 111 on the timer. I also saw 1010, I'm pretty sure, so I'm 1121, 1122, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so don't be scared, right? Fear is literally just your ego trying to keep you small so you don't succeed, right? You don't want your ego to win, do you? No. Okay. Sometimes ego is good, right? But for the most part, and in this case, no. Get out your head. If you have a garden or somewhere to walk around barefoot on grass, ground yourself. Yeah, like you wouldn't be having these nudges, 143 on timer and 11:44. You wouldn't be having these nudges if it wasn't meant to happen for you. Realistically, like it just 11:55, it wouldn't happen. So take that leap of faith. Just jump. Close your eyes if you have to. 12:12. Yeah. Okay. Excuse me. I'm going to leave it at that. If you enjoyed, leave a like, subscribe, hit that bell notification button, and if any of it, 1, 2, 3, 4, if any of it resonated, let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you tomorrow for another reading. Goodbye.